Dave Weiss here for the Glue Bomb Show. Today I wanted to share with you a little bit about NASCAR. My first time to a NASCAR race was about 30 years ago, a little more than that, when I had no idea about NASCAR except for one thing. My oldest son, Brandon, really loved it. And so I got to the track, and it was a little nervous, because I didn't know quite what to do and what to expect and all this other stuff. And they started to announce the drivers. And they announced guys like Dale Earnhardt, and I think Richard Petty was still driving at that point, and the various groups would cheer. And then they got to one guy. Again, I know almost nothing about these drivers except for like those two guys, right? They announced this one guy, and everybody starts to boo and shout obscenities. Now, if you know anything about me, and you don't know much, but that's enough to get my goat. I hate to see people picked on or bullied, and that's what that felt like. And I decided in that moment I was going to root for that driver. That driver was number 24, Jeff Gordon. And I rooted for him for the length of his career. And on that day, by the way, when I decided to root for the guy who was being picked on, he won the race. And I've been a fan ever since. And of course, when he decided to hang up his racing shoes, it went to this other young guy named William Byron. Now, I've been wanting to pick up one of these for a while. This is the Salvino's JR kit, and I've been wanting to get this one, and they put it on sale, clearance, so I had to pick it up. Now, I don't build a lot of NASCAR, and part of the reason for that is the decals are so tough to lay. A lot of them really lay around the curbs and things like that. This one seems to be that it would have a white body, and these decals seem like they're going to lay pretty nice. So let's have a look inside, shall we? Again, I love to root for the number 24 to this day. If you don't, that's okay. Remember, this is a model building show, all right? I just encourage you to remember, be nice to the people that you're not big fans of, right? Man, some of those guys were getting just way too bent out of shape. The first thing I'll tell you is this box is tight. I am having a hard time removing the lid. If it weren't for the fact that this is an unboxing and I wanted you to see me unbox it, I probably wouldn't have done this on camera. Okay, so let's see what we got in here. We're going to start at the top, which is this, the hood, and this looks like a fairing for the front. We have the body, very nicely detailed. All those hatches and things are all in there. You see the ends for the exhaust are in here in the side of the body. Looks good so far. One of the things that I had heard about these was that they were molded in color, and they are several different colors, which makes it that if you didn't want to paint it, you didn't have to. I'm a guy who paints everything. I paint stuff that doesn't need to be painted. I just love to paint. So, we'll continue on with the white parts, the rest of the white parts. These are the, looks like roll cage and interior mostly. So you've got some of your protective panels, your roll cage, your, back when I was a kid we used to call that the hump. Of course that's where the drive shaft goes. And then we have some more parts for the interior of the body. And it looks like a firewall. I think this is the liner for the hood, but don't hold me to that. Again, I don't build a lot of NASCAR parts, but the one thing I will say is extremely detailed. Really nicely molded, clean, not a dot of flash on it anywhere. And then you've got these are these silver gray parts. This is mainly your engine parts, suspension parts, and various other things. But again, I mean, I don't know if you guys will be able to see this, but look at the detail on those brake rotors, for example. You've got some really nice stuff in here, really nicely molded. And boy, I'm looking forward to putting this one together. And then you have your chassis pan and some various other parts there, your seat, and looks like the head and neck device, if I'm not mistaken. But I might be mistaken, because again, I haven't built a NASCAR car in a lot of years. Look at those nice wheels. Those are just really nicely molded. You got your nets for the side and all the assorted stuff that goes in. Safety equipment, I guess you'd say. Got some nice fat rubber slicks. I'm not going to pull these out for now because I'm going to let them go. They look like they each have a seam down the middle. It'll have to be sanded, but that's okay. I like to sand tires anyway. It gives them a little bit of it gives them a little bit more of a worn look to them. Of course, you know, if you see them after they take them off the cars, they look pretty rough, right? Okay. And then we have our assorted clear plastic. Side windows, front and rear window. And then there's a clear piece in here. I'm guessing that's for the over the windshield, but I'm not sure about that. I'll have a look at that as I build. And then finally we get to the instructions and the decals. I'll show you the decals first. These look like they're going to go down pretty nicely. They're in pieces, so you can lay them. It looks like they're going to lay nicely. If the decal is good, which I expect it will be, they should lay down really smoothly. Even the front, for the front spoiler, you can see it's 3 sections, so they'll be able to probably overlap slightly. And they also have tire decals on here. I've never been real successful with tire decals, but I'm going to give it a shot. And I need to do a little, well, no, I'll ask the viewers. For tire decals, for those of you who use them, can you use a solving solution on them, or is that solvent solution on them, or is that going to mess it up? Also, I didn't realize there's a second decal sheet in here. This is various parts for the windshield and the strips around the windshield, things like that. Looks like the grill and headlight stickers, which, of course, you know they don't have real headlights on these things. So, anyway. But when you put tire decals on, can you use a solving solution, or is that going to wreck the tires? I really don't want to wreck the tires. Here we have a detailed decoration scheme. You can see all the numbers on it. That's because there's a lot of decals on a NASCAR car. All right. Looks like some really nice painting notes and pretty nice exploded views with the numbers all clearly delineated there so that you can find everything you need. Starts off building the engine and then the chassis and suspension, chassis, suspension, that kind of thing. And then you go over here and you've got more of the suspension going together. In case you haven't noticed from these instructions, this is a very detailed kit. I'm looking forward to putting this one together. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and that's good because, as you know, model building is supposed to be fun. I'm really glad I was able to get this, especially at a discount. Discounts are always nice when you're building on a budget, and so I'm looking forward to seeing what happens here. Again, looks like a fun kit. Model building is supposed to be fun. I hope you can get a hold of one of these and pick it up and have fun with it. All right, guys, take care. Check out their website. They did have some really good deals on there. I mean, these kits are normally in the $50+ range, and I got this one for $25 and free shipping. So, check it out, see what you can get. I love NASCAR, love to watch it, thoroughly enjoy it. My job as a pastor, I work on Sundays, right? And Sundays are when the NASCAR races are. And one of the things that I always have, and I hate to admit this to all you NASCAR fans, but I have this thing called the NASCAR nap. That's where after a busy morning, I come home, sit down, turn the race on, and try to watch it, and usually end up falling asleep for a little while. It's a great way to spend the day. And hey, I hope you guys get a chance to take advantage of one of these and have fun with it. I hope to review it fairly soon. But as you saw in my last video, I'm in a bit of a building, I don't want to say slump, because I'm having a great time. My work is great. My life is great. Everything's going pretty well, but I haven't had much time at the bench. So I'm going to get to this as soon as I can. I've got a few really cool projects on the bench in the meantime. So stay tuned. Hopefully I'm going to be able to catch up a few of these things. But again, you got to relax. This is your hobby, and model building's supposed to be fun. Take care. Have a good day.